Hi everyone, it's Lindsay here from Mummy in Life. Today I thought I would show you a banana cake recipe that I got off my sister years ago. But because my daughter has an allergy to dairy, egg and nuts, this recipe that I use, I substitute the butter for dairy-free butter and the egg for applesauce. And I'll let you know the ratio for the applesauce to one egg when I take you through the ingredients that I'm using. So here is the recipe. So firstly, we need to preheat the oven to 180. So we'll go to the oven. I'm going to preheat my oven fan force to 180. So what you'll need is 4 tablespoons of butter. So I use this butter. It is dairy-free, lactose-free, nut oil-free, gluten-free, soy-free, cholesterol-free, everything free. And you'll need applesauce. Now this is the substitute for 2 eggs. So every egg that you require, you substitute it for 1/4 cup of applesauce. So here I've got the substitute of 2 eggs in applesauce. Okay. Here I've got 2 cups of self-raising flour. I've got 1 cup of brown sugar. You'll need 2 tablespoons of vanilla or 1 packet of those, the sugar vanillas that you can buy at the supermarket. You need 2 to 3 bananas, but these are really ripe. So I know that 2 bananas is going to be enough for this recipe. You can also use bananas that aren't so ripe, and in that case I would have used 3 bananas, but because these are going to be nice and juicy, I resorted just to using 2. And I put in 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and I've been mixing some coconut flakes in with the mixture, along as halfway through the cooking process I'll take the cake out, or even like the last 5 minutes, I'll take the cake out and I will sprinkle it with coconut, and it's completely amazing. Alright, so to start off with, you need to mash your banana. So I'll just use a fork and I mash it with the fork. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. My little setup here is it's the first time that I'm doing something like this. My usual videos are hauls, but with the current situation we're in the world, that's going to be very difficult for me to do. So there we go. There we go. Doesn't matter if there's black pieces, like banana's a banana. It's not bad for you. So I will mash that up nicely. Next, I will put in the 2 cups of flour. So we'll pop that in. I will put in the, sorry, that's the pills. So in this bowl here, I've combined the sugar, the brown sugar, and the butter together. So you just combine it together until it becomes it's all combined. So I'll dump that in here. There we go. Alright, next I will put in 2 tablespoons of vanilla. This is just imitation vanilla. So I'll pop that in and just, a little extra just for kicks. Then I will pop in all the applesauce. So this is the substitute for the eggs. Beautiful. So that's that. And I have done this without the baking powder, and it turns out perfect. So either way, if you don't have baking powder, it's fine. But in this recipe, I'll put in a half a teaspoon of baking powder. So like I said, if you don't have this in the cupboard, don't stress. It really doesn't need it, but it just gives it that extra bit of lift because you're not using the egg. And I will put in just a handful of coconut. There we go. And then you just mix it all together. We'll do that. Sometimes if I know I'm not going to give this, and I yet haven't found a dairy-free chocolate, choc chips, or even like a block of chocolate that I can just break up or chop up. But if I know I'm not going to give this to my daughter, then I will add in some choc chips as well. Oh, it's to die for, especially if you end up warming up a slice of the cake in the microwave. Sorry, this is my son coming with the iPad. Alrighty, so what I've got here is just a loaf tin. You can use a round cake tin, you can, or whatever. You can use whatever kind of tin you want. So I just spray that with a bit of canola oil. So set that aside. And I typically just line the bottom of the pan. You can do the sides. Typically when I do other sort of cakes, I do the sides. And I lift it, I have it at least 2 centimeters higher. It just helps it, you know, form up straight instead of, but because this batter is a thicker batter, I'm not gonna have an issue. So that's that. Now I will pop this mixture in this pan. My oven is still heating up. So once your oven is at temperature, pop it in your oven. You need to set it for 30 minutes, but when it gets to about 25 minutes, I normally just open up the oven. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for it. I just open up the oven and pop some coconut on top of it, and it just browns the coconut a little bit. It just toasts it. So yeah, and this batter's safe for the kids to, you know, lick off. My son's normally beside me mixing, and it's fun if you get your kids involved. If you get the kids involved, you know, it's a little extra activity that you make up in the day. And it's not so bad. It's a little messy, but yeah, it's a little messy, but it's not so bad having them help you out. And then they always tend to ask for a little bit of batter afterwards, so I just let him lick the spatula. So yeah, so I'll wait for my oven to heat up, and then I'll pop this in. Alrighty, so the cake is ready. I will say that at at the start of this video, I said that you would bake this for 30 minutes, what the recipe requires, but because we substituted the egg for the applesauce for the egg, it's obviously more of a liquidy consistency, and I forgot to mention that you will probably need to keep an eye on it for another 5 to 10 minutes, so all up it should be about 40 minutes depending on your oven. And I normally just test it with a knife. I poke it with a knife, and yeah, perfect. So I'll let this cool down, and then I'll put it on a serving dish once it's completely cool, and we'll have it after dinner tonight with maybe some ice cream or some butter on it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Head on over and subscribe. Go down in the comments and let me know what you thought, and if there's any other suggestions that you would put into a banana cake or banana breads. Yeah, and let me know. I do have I'm in the process of doing another video, which is a bolognese sauce that I will be using for lasagna, to make lasagna later on tonight. So yeah, it is now 9:30, so I've achieved a cake and I've got my bolognese sauce cooking, and that is at least a 2 to 2.5 hour process for my particular bolognese sauce to finish cooking. So yeah, I feel very accomplished already. I don't know if it's because of this isolation that I've started to cook a lot more, but the kids absolutely love this cake. And you could put less sugar if you want. You could put a different kind of sugar. I don't find it too sweet, but if you find that a cup of sugar is too much, and my kids don't have much sugar at all, so I don't mind this as a little treat for them. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. Head over to my Instagram and follow me on my Instagram as well, because I'll post on there videos that are coming out. So yeah, it's mummy, MUMMY_life, and then the numerical number 2. Yeah, so go over there and follow me. I do heaps of stories on there. I take you through my days and so forth. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's a different kind of video, considering I typically do hauls, but in the current climate and world we're living in at the moment, I'm not heading out at all. My husband is for me. It smells absolutely amazing. But yeah, give it a go. Let me know what you thought. If you do try baking this, please send me a photo on Instagram and I'll share it in my stories. You guys have a lovely day. Enjoy. And yeah, let me know what you guys are getting up to down in the comments, and let's just build a community down there. Don't forget to subscribe and head over to Instagram so you can keep up to date with what I'm up to. Bye.